everyone, it's Lisa and I'm back for part 2 of my hair video. And I have to admit, this video has given me anxiety. I realized when I was editing that other one that I missed so many important things I wanted to say. So today we're going to maybe touch on a few of those things, and we are going to talk about my favorite shampoos, conditioners, hair tools, and things like that. There are going to be many things that I use that I really like, but what I tried to do is show you things that I'm already seeing. I forgot one thing right here. I want to show you some things that I have purchased over and over again, that I have used for years, and that I feel 98% sure that you will like. I don't want to just show you something that it's my first bottle. You know what I mean? So first of all, I want to continue with the other video and tell you 2 important things that I think can really help. One thing can really help your hair, one thing can really damage it. The first thing is, every time I have ever just had a really bad bleach or a really bad burn of my hair, I think I had some type of straightening treatment, either some kind of blowout, and a lot of my hair was breaking off. And I got the same thing I have gotten for years, which is Lanza trauma treatment. Lanza trauma treatment. If you are blonde and you have damage, I cannot just express to you how good that is. I think Lanza products in general, I just don't think they make a bad product. The trauma treatment has, I think, saved me so many times. Morgan switched to this salon that she's in now. She was with a girl that was a Lanza trainer, and we were talking about how wonderful the trauma treatment is. And she said, you know, I learned in class one of the best ways to use it is to put it in your hair right before you get out of the shower, so that it's, you know, that warm water and your hair is wet and it's, you know, ready to absorb everything. And she said, and just barely wring it out. So what I would do is, I had a big bottle with a pump. I would put it in all of like the ponytail, and I would put it in there. I would like do a quick rinse, wring it out, and get out. That way it's kind of really spreading in your hair, and that is just some good stuff. It is just the best. Another thing that I think could be just the most common mistake that people make, and Morgan and I talked about this, and I have to talk to Brooke about it all the time, are people that like to go from brown to blonde, brown to blonde. And, or like, to me, if someone's doing pink or orange or purple hair, they pretty much know what they're gonna get. That is, you know, you've basically at that point, you've already decided you're just gonna do whatever and it'll grow back, you know what I mean? Or you're using those temporary rinses or something. But a lot of people just think, and I remember when I did it, remember when I thought, oh gosh, I want Angelina Jolie hair, and I went dark. And I mean, I remember stopping by my parents on the way home, and just my parents just being in shock, you know, just was not good. And so from the moment I got it, I hated it. So we tried to, you know, remove as much as I could, and it just did a number on my hair. I think that is one of the worst things that you can do. So if you want to be blonde, you need to stay blonde. If you want to be brown, I can see doing maybe like some highlights. But even remember when everybody was doing the, is it balayage? What is it when the ends of your hair were blonde? I can't remember, but it was just clockwork. Everybody who got it done, within a year, they were cutting their hair off because it just damaged their hair. Even girls with like that thick, coarse, dark hair, as soon as they did that, it was just, you could just go ahead and write it off. They were gonna cut that hair off because it damages it. Those are 2 things I wanted to mention. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is hard water. Can you believe I forgot to talk about that? I think hard water is so damaging. And see, I say I've never been without a water softener, because when I grew up, we had a water softener. But I'm sure I was probably in apartments or something that didn't have one, but I don't know if their water was as bad, because I think if you're in the city and you have city water, it's probably not as bad as when you are outside of the city like we are. And you know, a lot of times you have your own well, or I don't know what causes it, but I know when we moved in this house and there is no water softener, I could not believe the difference. It was so bad. You know, nothing would have made me even think of it if my hair had not been so bad. It was depressing because I could not figure out what the heck was going on. I was just putting all my normal stuff in there. I could not get a round brush through my hair. And right about that time, Morgan had given me some lightness underneath here. I have not brushed my hair because I'm going to show you all different things on my hair today. But she had done like some highlights, and I mean, I think every highlight I had broke off underneath here. And I think it's because right after she did it, it was so tangly, and I was probably breaking those damaged pieces off. That's just my theory. But now we have that water filter that I got from Amazon. I'll link it below. And John switches out the filter in that filter a lot. You would not believe the pure, it's like dirt in there. It's like so many minerals. And then there's shampoo. I got the Malibu shampoo. I find that I don't need the shampoo as long as I have that filter, and John changes it like I think every 2 weeks. You can tell the difference. He will do it without me even asking because he can tell the difference in his skin and in the soap and everything. So I just really think that that makes a big difference. It makes your hair softer, and anytime you have, you know, blonde hair, it's going to be porous. You have basically just like blown up that piece of hair. So it's got little, you know, if you can imagine the strand, it's got little chunks out of it where we've bleached it and damaged it. Those minerals just get right in those places and make it hard and just terrible. So that is a big, big deal to me. Okay, so now we can kind of get on with products. Last night or yesterday, we went to the pool, and I came home and it was midday and I took a shower, and part of me wanted to curl my hair because I knew I was going to do this video today and I wanted my hair to look good, but part of me said, practice what you preach. There's no reason that you can't just sit outside for a few minutes and let it dry. And I thought it would give me a chance to show you what it looks like when it dries by itself and some different things that I do. Last night when I got out of the shower, I always use a microfiber, either a towel, I have a couple of them that I got from Colleen Rothschild that I like, or like a hair turban, and I let it dry pretty good in there. Then I take it out of the towel, and this is just when I'm letting it dry natural, and I do not brush it at all. And sometimes I think, like I have done that, I think if you brush it, just be careful not to put too much product in it, because when I did that, it got really flat. So yesterday I was thinking, okay, I wanted it to look good for my video, so I put some Oribe mousse in it. And that is what has given me this ugly look right here that I cannot stand. My favorite thing is just the, where did I put it? Kenra spray. Even though I'm not brushing it or blow drying it, I feel like this helps it dry faster, gives it some shine, and just makes it look prettier. And this, the Wow Dream Coat for Curly Hair, Miracle Moisture Mist. This helps it look prettier, the curl look prettier, but don't overdo it with this. Last time I used this, I brushed it out, and so I got a lot of it like right up in here, and it was just too much. So just be careful. I think I always go back to don't use so many products. When I see what people put in their hair, it is just like, it just would weigh my hair down. So I guess you just have to go with, you know, how thick your hair is. Like I said, how big your hair is. I guess if the diameter is small like mine, you don't want anything weighing it down. So what I would do is, with this look, I'm probably just gonna have to live with it, to be honest with you. This is my favorite comb. This is what I part my hair with this mostly. It's about all I do with this now. And then I use it for stuff every once in a while, but it's just, I love it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just kind of brush through this just a little bit, just to try to break apart that look like that. There, I think that already looks a little bit better. Let's go through my hair tools right now, or my hair brushes and stuff, because these are, I have a If I showed you, maybe I'll take a picture and put it right here, but I'll be ashamed. But anyway, these are the brushes that are just my go-tos. I really don't use anything else but these. So I have these combs. One of them is from Sally's, one of them is from Amazon. This brush, my hair is all in these, but that's just reality. This brush I love so much. One of my friends on here told me about it, and it's just awesome. So this is the round brush that I use when I'm blow drying. This is the wet brush, paddle brush. I use this when my hair is wet. I love it. I love it better than the Tangle Teaser. I like it better than the regular wet brush. There's just something about all of the space on this that really, because you got to think, I mean, when you brush it out, it's taken all of that at one time. And of course, I always start at the bottom. And, you know, it's, I don't know, I just feel like this is better than the regular one. Then when I am sectioning off my hair and spraying my heat protectant in it, I always run this brush through it. It's the Olivia Garden brush. And I spray that section and then I run this through it again to really get it in those pieces of hair. I keep everything in this on my counter so that everything's right there. And I bought that a long time ago from a friend that sold Southern Living. I don't know if any of you remember that, but some of my favorite things were from that little, I think you can still buy a lot of it, and I know you can still buy it on eBay. But anyway, that was from Southern Living. So those are the tools that I use. Hair clips, these, you probably remember, I got these from Ulta. This is what I use, you can see right where I did it, to put my hair back to do makeup, or after I have, a lot of times after I've curled my hair, you know, I want to just kind of get it out of my face a little bit, I'll put it in here. And it's good when you, like, a lot of people would not like that up right there. So like if you're somebody that really wants your hair to dry down, then you would just use it like that. But I really like these. I've also got the Josh something, the green ones that are even longer. And actually those are the ones I use downstairs. These I use usually for just makeup. I had several people ask, did I put my hair up at night to sleep? I have gone back and forth with that. And you can ask 10 different people and get probably half and half answers. Some people think that yes, it's better for your hair to be up in a loose bun, very loose, on the top of your head, because it keeps it from, you know, of course we all know a silk pillowcase or satin, silk or satin is going to be the best for your hair. But a lot of people think that you should wear your hair up. But there are a lot of people that think when you wear your hair up all the time that creates tension and, you know, stress on your hair. So you know what I do? I sleep with it down just because it's more comfortable. Now, usually if I've curled my hair or done something that I want to kind of preserve it because I do my hair at night, then maybe I will take one of those. I don't even have one up here, but I always use either a silk scrunchie. Those Lily silk scrunchies are wonderful, or one of those coily things. I like those, or just a scrunchie, but never anything really tight. Matter of fact, it's so uncomfortable because when you turn, it's kind of like bobbling all around your head. And I guess you could pin it or something like that. But so 9 times out of 10, I don't, unless I have just a style that I want to preserve. And when I get home every day, I do this. I take it and I have to make sure it's not caught in my earrings. And I take it like this and I twist this around, pull it up here, and I use either these, the Jaws of Life. I think you could hang from a cliff with these. These are the ones from Amazon. So I will either put that up like that. I do not, bottom line is I do not do a ponytail. That is, I'm never, to me a ponytail is like a style. I would never do that. I don't even really do a ponytail that much for the beach because I want my hair off my back. But I rarely ever do a ponytail unless I'm just styling it that way. So I either use that or I've got a bunch of these on my little hair rack. I use 2 of these, one at the bottom and then one at the top. It usually takes 2 of these to hold it up. And that's, you know, and then, gosh, it's all the way like that until after I've washed my face and when I'm going to bed, you know, or really getting comfortable in the bed, then I'll take those down because you can't, you know, sit back with those. But I really think hair clips are better than ponytails. That's just, I'm just telling you, we're all different. We're all gonna have different things, but I'm just telling you what I've done that has brought me pretty good success. Okay, so now, another thing I wanted to show you are my favorite hair powders. A while ago, I got that Tarte one, and I wasn't as crazy about it. I've just stuck with these. When my hair is lighter, I like this one. It's from Wow, and it is the dark blonde. And then if it's darker, I like this one from Madison Reed. It is medium brown. But you can see, I think my roots are more medium brown right now. So I'll show you what I do if I ever have a weird place. I'll just get some of this and see how I kind of have like a weird place right there where it's kind of just splitting off. See how that just instantly made it look better? I try not to do it too much because you can go overboard and then it just doesn't look like yourself, you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to have a part. I don't have that thick of hair that I'm not. And see right there are some gray hairs. You can just flick up. I usually don't use too much. But the main thing I do is if I have any kind of weird, especially when you let your hair dry natural, or my hair, see I have like a cowlick right there, so it naturally wants to part like this. That's why it just landed like this. But sometimes I force it to part down the middle and it just gets wonky right there and I have to use a little bit of this. But these are my favorites, absolutely favorites. At this point I don't even want to try anymore because every time I try another one I always come back to these. So I've already told you about my hair oils that I love. I did put, I had this stuff up here last night when I got out of the shower. So what I did yesterday is I sprayed the ends of my hair, probably like this much of the ends, with Royal Blowout from Oribe, which I do like that. That is kind of like a combination of it's kind of like a combination of these. You know what I mean? It's a spray and a blowout, but it's still very oily. So you have to be careful. Do not spray that all over your hair. But I do like it. It is something I have purchased over and over. This is my heat protection that I love so much. Dry shampoo. I am just all over the place. I feel guilty even telling you about one because something will happen and I won't like this next week. But as it stands, this is my favorite. I only use this now that my hair has kind of gotten longer, and when I use the big curling iron I'm going to show you, sometimes it just gets kind of flat and I might want just a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of something extra. So what I usually do is lift up a piece like this. And see, it does have like that white cast. So I've just learned not to get it too close up here. And I think after I read it, this has active cleansing powders in it with charcoal powder. This really can clean your hair, to clean it, refresh it, and volumize it. It says spray and wait 30 seconds. I don't know if I'd ever done that. So once I read the directions and, you know, started doing it right, it was better. So there, and then I'll usually take just one little section in the back and spray it like that. Now we're going to let that dry and then we'll do that in just a minute. We'll zhuzh it up. Let's go over some shampoos and conditioner. That is something that I think we're just all so different. We want different things. I like something that smells good. I like something that really spreads in my hair well. I like something that makes my hair easy to comb out, and you know, I want it pretty conditioning. So I mean, there's just, everybody's different. So what I'm going to do is show you things I've bought over and over, starting with this one. And if you've been with me, you know this is like my just go-to. It is the Pureology Hydrate. It's just good. This is another thing. If you have gone too far and your hair is on the brink and about to give up on you, this is a good one. Now I have tried the Intense I've tried the Sheer Light. I like the basic Hydrate shampoo for dry, color-treated hair, and the Hydrate conditioner for dry, color-treated hair. I like the regular ones. I just don't think you can go wrong with this. I always, matter of fact, this has just been staying in my shower. Okay, so now let's zhuzh up that hair. And you can see that it'll give you more body. And then what it does too is, like, later on, if my hair's flat, I can kind of do like that again and revive it. But I try not to use it too much. It's not something that I use every day because it's drying. I mean, it's drying your hair out. And one of you asked me, you know, I said try not to wash and dry your hair every day, or it's the styling it every day that's going to be more damaging. And another thing is, I have heard, Morgan has told me that some people come into her where they just immediately put their hair, wet hair, up in a bun, and she said when she takes it down, it smells like mildew. She said your hair will mildew, like people that just put it up and then sleep in it. So just throwing that out there. I could never do that. I could never sleep in wet hair. Okay, the next one you're gonna know is the Colleen Rothschild. This is just a good shampoo and conditioner. Last time I asked Tammy what she was loving lately, just in our private daily conversation, she mentioned this. We've just both really loved this. The Quench and Shine shampoo and the mask. It's just good. And my latest love has been this whole line. I have this shampoo, I have the purple one, I have this conditioner, and then I bought the mask that goes with it. And I also bought the oil that's in the purple thing, but I still, without a doubt, prefer that one. I will probably use that. I will probably just pump it in something else to use it. But I love this so much. I feel like it makes your hair like so shiny. It's really good for blondes. This one is a hyaluronic illuminating shampoo. Hydrating illuminating shampoo for lightened or highlighted hair. This is the Cica Flash Intense Fortifying Treatment. I love those, and it seems like after I use these, I get a lot of compliments on my hair about it being shiny. And then the one I forgot to bring up here is my Monat Renew. I use that probably, I used to use it about once a week. Now I probably use it about once every 10 days or something, probably every third or fourth shampoo. And I feel like, because a lot of my shampoos do have sulfates in them, and I'm not talking about, not sulfates, but silicones. And I feel like you don't want that to build up. So I feel like the Renew shampoo from Monat just kind of takes me back down to ground zero. Kind of like if you were to keep on putting clear nail polish on your nail, like keep on like 3 times. Well, eventually it's gonna have a buildup and it's gonna be yucky. You need something to kind of take that off and then start over. That's kind of how I think of Renew. And then John loves the Monat Black. John and my dad do. And then my mom's dog also loves the pet shampoo. So that's the stuff that we order from there. And then I couldn't go without mentioning this. This line in Kerastase I have probably used since before YouTube. And before YouTube, that was when I just got my hair highlighted all the time. Like, to get it blonder, I guess I didn't have gray, so they weren't worried about color in it. But I remember just getting more, you would get highlights and get highlights and you would get highlights until your whole head was a highlight. That's how it used to be. And I remember using this line for hydration. This is the Nectar Thermique Polishing Nourishing Milk. It's just one of those good things. I brought a napkin out here. It's almost like lotion for your hair. And it just, I think it's just good for it. I'm trying to think of the things that I used when it was just like, my hair was really bad. See, now let's go on to, I'm making sure I've shown you all of that. Let's go to the hair tools. This, remember when I got this and I didn't like it and I returned it? Then if I had to say my second favorite hair dryer is the T3. I do like that one. I've got a Solera, I've got a Babyliss Ferrari or something. I've got every hair dryer that people tell me. I've got that latest one I got is the oh gosh, I'll put the name down here. I always come back to this because it doesn't get too hot. I can like literally hold, you know, my hand in front of it and it doesn't ever burn my hand. And so I feel like it's just better for your hair, and then my hair dries fast. So I have just kind of stuck with this because it's been working for me. I think it's worth it. Now I didn't bring my air wrap up here because I do think the air wrap's worth it. I think it's a fabulous product, but I know it's expensive, and I probably should have. I probably should have brought that up here because I really like that too. My 3 go-to curling irons are this one. If you don't have this curling iron, why not? It's like the best. It is the most basic, everyday curling iron. It's just the Babyliss 1.5 inch. It has the heat control. Mine is at 28. Who knows what that means, but I think it's like, I think I had read the directions that it came with and put it to where I thought it should be. And then this is the dry bar that I love. I was trying to figure out what is it that's so fabulous about this thing versus other wands. I love that it's, you know, you turn it on and then you put it at whatever degrees you want. So I do 340. But I think what it is say you are taking a section of hair. Like say I'm taking a section of hair. And what I would normally do, brush it out. I would normally spray it with my heat protectant, brush it again. I think, you know how your hair just naturally gets thinner at the bottom? So it would naturally wrap tighter. Well, because this one's shaped like that, I think the thick part of your hair is going around the small part, and then the thinner part of your hair is going around the fat part. And I think that's what makes it an even curl. So don't look at this and think, and then I usually, you can see I've trained myself. I usually hold it for a few minutes and then let it go. Oh my gosh. And it's just really, really good. The best, better than any of them to me. This, what a valuable thing to have in your arsenal of hair tools. And I can't remember, oh, I used to, when I linked it down below, they used to have it on Amazon, but it was like some crazy price. So I found it on Sally's, and I was reading the reviews, and most people like it because all it's gonna do is smooth your hair, and it gives you that blowout look. I mean, probably the last 5 or 6 videos, this is what I have used. So what it does is it just smooths it and then bends the end. And so a lot of people were giving it a bad review because they were saying that it didn't curl their hair. Well, it's really, when you get this big, it's not going to really curl your hair. It's just going to give you that body and mainly smooth it, and it makes your ends look pretty. So I love this. And this one is adjustable, and I have it at 340. It goes from 330. Yeah, I have it on the next line, which I guess would be 340. That is it. I hope that that helps some of you guys. I'm thinking it may take me a long time to edit this video, so if I don't put it up tonight, which is Wednesday, I'll put it up tomorrow night, so apologies on that. And I'm gonna do a quick outfit of the day. I've got on a new dress that I just got from Zara, so I wanted to go ahead and show it to you before it gets sold out. I'll be right back. I'm not sure what shoes I'm going to wear today, so I just put on these. These sandals or little heels are just fabulous. I mean, you can put them on with anything. But you can see it's just kind of like a tube dress. I was worried it might be too long, but I think it's okay. And it's ribbed, and I just actually put it on just like that, and then it ties in the back. And it has a simple back like that. And I don't think you need a belt with this just because it has this going on. So that is my dress. And then for accessories, of course, with this going on, I didn't want to do too much. So I did the Manhattan ring from Dean Davidson, and then these earrings from the Manhattan collection. I was just telling him yesterday, I think this is my favorite collection. It's just so, it's got the chunky, edgy aspect, but yet it's done in such a pretty, polished way that it goes with everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all of your input too. I learned a lot just reading your comments. So feel free to give us any advice, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.